Welcome to the class. Today, let's talk about doctrine of consideration. Doctrine of consideration is a Latin doctrine which is accepted in common law. Okay, let's see what it is. Ex nudo pacto non oritur octio. This is the principle or doctrine of consideration, which means from a bare promise, no cause of action arises. As I told you, this is a common law principle. So common law does not recognize a contract without a consideration. Okay, now this doctrine or the spirit of this doctrine we can see in section 25 of Indian Contract Act. What does it say? It says a contract without consideration is void. Okay. So section 2D of Indian Contract Act defines the word consideration. Isn't it? That we have already seen. Okay. Now, long after that, in section 25, the section makes a clear statement that a contract without consideration is void. Okay, that means consideration is essential for every contract. Okay, so we can say that in India, doctrine of consideration of common law has been accepted clearly. Okay, in another video, we talked about doctrine of privity of contract, isn't it? Yeah. So that time we discussed that privity of contract is accepted in India, but privity of consideration is not accepted in India, isn't it? Yes. But at the same time, even though privity of consideration is not accepted, we have accepted doctrine of consideration, which says that there cannot be a contract without consideration. Is it clear to you? That means the general rule is there must be a consideration in order to make a valid contract. This is doctrine of consideration. Okay. But as always, every doctrine has certain exceptions, isn't it? Yes, we have seen this. Every general rule has certain exceptions. Okay, so doctrine of consideration is also like that. Okay, so let's see now which are the exceptions for this doctrine. That means exception to this doctrine means in those cases a contract will be valid without a consideration, isn't it? That means we will now see contracts without consideration which are valid according to Indian Contract Act. Okay, yeah. Yes, the first exception is a contract made out of natural love and affection. A contract which is made of natural love and affection, which is made in writing and registered. See, these three conditions must be fulfilled. That means generally such contracts are made between people who are in near relations. It could be father, mother, daughter, son. It could be between brothers. It could be between husband and wife. People who are in near relations. But at the same time, the element of natural love and affection is very important, because later in many decisions in various courts have mentioned that apart from the fact that whether they are in near relationship, we must look into the fact whether the natural love and affection existed between the parties. Okay, so I can say an example like this, that one party is giving away his property to his daughter out of natural love and affection. Such a contract, if made in writing and registered, will be valid without consideration. isn't it? So these three things are very important. It must be in writing, it must be registered, and it must be made out of natural love and affection existing between the parties. Okay? Yes. Now let's see second one. Second one is a promise to compensate past voluntary service. That means it must be a voluntary service done by somebody in the past. And right now, the promisor is trying to compensate that. Such a contract, such a promise also must be in writing and registered, and then it will be valid without consideration. I can see an example. Say for example, A saved B's child from drowning during a flood. Okay, after 1 year, B is promising to give 50,000 rupees to A. If it is in writing and registered, A can enforce the contract without consideration. Okay, now let's see the third one. Yes. If the promise is to pay off a time-barred debt. Okay, now I hope you all know what is a time-barred debt, what it is. Say for example, A has borrowed money from B. Okay. According to the contract, the date of repayment was, suppose, 31st of October 2016. Okay. So, now according to Limitation Act, limitation for a money suit is 3 years. Okay. 3 years from the date of cause of action arises. So, what happens? So, from that date, suppose if the person did not repay the money, from the date of repayment, next 3 years, any time the party can enforce the contract by going to the court or filing a suit. Isn't it? Yes. But if the party did not exercise that right, 2016 October 31st. Okay, that means 17, 18, 19, 2019 October 31st. 3 years are over and the debt becomes time barred. What does it mean? After that particular date, this contract cannot be considered to be valid, or it will be considered as discharged by lapse of time. Isn't it? And the debt is now not recoverable. You are aware of this, okay? So in such cases, if the party who borrowed money after the debt becomes time barred gives in writing that he is ready to pay either the full amount or at least a part of the amount of such time barred debt. This is a new promise now because the earlier contract is discharged due to lapse of time. Remember that. Okay. Now this promise is a new one, and this promise, even without consideration, will be valid and enforceable. Okay. So these three contracts which I discussed now, contract out of natural love and affection, contract made for compensating past voluntary service, and a contract to pay off a time barred debt. These three are mentioned in section 25 as an exception. Okay. Now, as an explanation to that section, it is said that any gift which is actually made will be considered to be a valid contract. Once you have made the gift, later you cannot take back the gift. Okay, so before making a gift, you can take it back saying that there is no consideration, but a gift which is actually made is a valid contract. Okay, now the fifth exception to this contract is a contract of agency. A contract of agency is an exception to doctrine of consideration, and therefore a contract of agency can be created without consideration. Okay, so that means there are 5 types of contracts which are valid even without consideration. Okay, I hope doctrine of consideration and its exceptions are clear to you. Okay. See you with another video. And this doctrine of consideration is the part 2 of our doctrines in Indian Contract Act series. Okay, let's see with another doctrine in another video. Till then, bye.